Hi, what's up? Good evening. This is Gbogbo Swagger and this is Swaggerslifestyle. It's always amazing to come and talk to you every Saturday by 9 p.m. WAT. Today promises to be very, very interesting. Now, a lot of people think when you want to start a business, just start, boom. And you just keep going like, okay, I'm a business owner and all of that. And you just keep going through the motion and all of that. And they do not know that even within the business that they have, you need to have growth. So if you have started like probably 5 years ago, if you are still at the same point as you started 5 years ago, then there's a problem somewhere. So today, we're talking about how to scale up your business. So we're looking at the MSMEs. Those are the people that we're actually, going to talk to today. And then I sat and we decided to say, who are we going to invite that would, talk about, that has a lot of wealth of experience along this line. And we decided on a particular person that is an expert in this field. And we decided to bring him today to talk to us. So I will just allow him to please introduce himself. Can we meet you?
Hi everyone. Hello Funke. It's nice being here once again. I remember I was here during the Christmas.
Yes, you were.
What does Christmas mean to you? So it's actually very nice being here once again. My name is Victor Giacchina. I work with a media and business consulting firm based in Lagos here. So work involves creating strategy for brands, helping brands with their marketing process and automations and a whole lot. And we work with both SMEs and large companies as well. So it's nice being here tonight.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite.
And I look forward to a very engaging program tonight. Just like
it's actually going to be engaging because the questions that I have for you today definitely is going to allow people to keep asking more questions. So I know we're going to have a very wonderful time having this discussion. And for everybody that is going to be on the show today, our guest is so, let me use the word, magnanimous enough to gift someone today $50 for your business. Do you know what you can do with $50? So just, do not go nowhere. This is going to be an amazing time. Get your paper and your pen, take notes, because at the end of today, you might be the lucky winner. And even if you are not the winner, everybody's the winner on this platform. You will have tips and you have information to be able to scale up your business. So today we're talking about how to scale up your business. And we're looking at a particular aspect of scaling up your business. But before I come to that, let me just ask you a question. What does MSME mean?
Okay, so MSME means medium, small. Oh, I think you probably missed it, right? It's small.
MSME.
So MSME is simply medium, micro, small, and medium enterprise, basically. So it's a categorization for small businesses, but not small businesses that are doing. There's usually a categorization, different categorizations. So you have the you have the small businesses, you have the micro business, and you have the macro businesses. Right. So for businesses that are doing below a certain amount of money, they are put together as a micro, small, and medium businesses. So if you are doing below 50 million naira, for instance, as profit after tax per annum, you fall within that category. But within the Nigerian tax system, it's put around, I think, 25 million naira or thereabouts as a small business. While for medium and macro businesses is around between 25 and say $50, $100, $100,000. Sorry, I'm saying dollars. 100,000, 100 million. Sorry. 100 million naira per annum, basically. But for small businesses, it falls below 25 million naira per annum.
Okay, so for now, that categorization would help people because you're saying probably less than 25 million. Some people are doing less than, say, maybe 50,000 or maybe less than 500,000 a year profit after tax. So they all fall under this umbrella.
Yeah,
but if you're doing like over 100 million profit after tax, you're not under this category. You are multinational.
No, the moment you fall above 25 million, you're not under this category because you have to, at the end of the day, you have to pay. You have to pay VAT, right? Yes. You need to pay. You need to pay VAT. Yes. You need to pay income tax. But in Nigeria, if you are making below 25 million per annum, you are not required to pay VAT. You are not required to pay some. There are other taxes that you are exempted from paying. So you are only expected to pay payee and withholding tax, as the case may be. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. So that has actually helped us to build a foundation on this conversation. Now, what does it mean to scale up a business?
Fantastic question. Okay, so I'll start with the words of Richard Branson. Mentioned that he states that, start with a quote from
Okay, I think you have a little glitch with your network. If you could quickly sort that out.
Branson, which goes by, we just remain in the so we're just within a particular growth strata, right? You don't know if your business is growing.
If you could, sorry to cut you short. There was a problem with your network when you were giving the quotes concerning what Richard said. So if you could start from that, please, that would be.
Okay. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be starting with a quote from Richard Branson. It goes towards every big business starts small, right? Now, but the challenge with a lot of small businesses is that they don't know when to now grow. So you start small, but you remain small. Then there's a problem, right? So what does it mean to scale your business? Scaling your business means that, okay, yes, I started small. I am in this position at this time. I'm doing small things, but how do I then make the business, grow the business into a point where I'm bringing in, say, over 25 million per annum as profits, right? Or even as income to start with. So you're doing 25 million per annum as income to start with, or how do you grow above that to the point of doing over 100 million above that, basically. So yeah, scaling your business actually talked about, it simply means that you start from one position, then you grow on it in trajectory, basically. That's what scaling your business means.
Thank you. Now, what does it entail in a whole when you want to scale up your business? Like, for example, a lot of people just have an idea and they just start, boom. And they don't have, like, say, a proper vision or a mission or core values and all of that. So what does it entail to scale up your business? What are the different areas to look at when you want to scale up your business?
Interesting. Okay, so I highlighted 8 items, right, that I feel that for everybody, 8 items plus a bonus that I feel that everybody who is serious about scaling their business have to do, right? If you are interested in, it's good to keep growing, and you want a situation where you grow to a point where your business, you are no longer working in your business, and where your business is still making all of these returns and you're making money from it. Then you probably need to go through these 8 steps. You need to put all of these 8 items into consideration and make sure that you have them on the ground. So number one is to start with the end in mind, right? I've seen quite a number of businesses, quite a number of SME, quite a number of people who start business, and it is important that you know why you are starting a business and what is the end result. What exactly is the end result for you? What's your idea for starting a business? Are you starting the business to feed your family? Are you starting a business to just be able to meet your personal needs? Are you starting a business because, oh, there's no job, let me do this for now until I'm able to get a job, then once I get a job, then I probably abandon the business and move on to something else? So you have to know exactly why you're starting a business, because it is in knowing why you start a business that you can then begin to think of how do I scale, right? It is when you have the end in mind, it is having the end in mind just help you with the entire other processes that you need to put in place and all the things that you need to do with respect to running a business, right? You need to, number two thing is that you need to know your business and its process. So yes, you have started a business. You know that in 5 years, I want to be able to make be making 10 million, or in 5 years, I want to be in the entire West African country, right? And you have a plan, you have all the vision that you want for the business even before you get started, right? Then the next step for you will be to know your business and its process. What are the different processes involved in the business that you do? You need to evaluate it. You need to plan, right? There's this saying that goes that when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you need to understand your entire business processes that are involved in the business that you're doing. What are the things that you need to put in place to make sure that at every point in time, you evaluate all the process that you have. You need to have a roadmap of where you have at the back of your mind that you want the business to go to. Then number three is that you need to secure your sales. Marketing and sale are the life wire of any business. So what are your sales process? How do you bring in clients? How do you market? You need to do your marketing in a way that it positions you for growth. Sales is very, very important. If you are thinking of scaling, then you need to be able to put your sales, you need to get your sales right. You need to get your marketing right. Your marketing has to be right. Your marketing approach has to be right. For somebody who just wants to, oh, why do I need to spend money on Facebook? Why do I need to spend money on Instagram? Why do I need to do some certain kind of advertising, right? But somebody who is looking at building a big business will probably think of, okay, what are the things, where are my target audience? How do I bring them in? How do I sell to more people? So you are thinking, and in the process of thinking of how you sell to more people, you're also thinking of how do I advertise? How do I show up in the places where the right audience are, in the places where my target audience are, and a whole lot of that. Sales and marketing is very, very important. The next item is to find the right kind of staff. And for the staffs that you can't have in-house, you strategically outsource them. So it is important that you employ the right kind of staff. Another thing I've seen is that a lot of people make the mistake of, at the very beginning, even when your business have not started making a sales, you don't have a lot of prospects. You hire more staff than you need. Then at the end of the day, you are paying salaries from the little you make.
Okay, so
and you are not doubling the amount of clients who enter into your funnel. but you're not making so much. Hello? Hello, are we still connected?
Yes, the network, you're having, yes, the network is
sorry,
really going off and on. Yeah, so you're talking about staff hire. Oh, MTN. Oh, wow, sorry.
Oh, sorry, you had to put them out.
Okay, so you're talking about hire of staff hire.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I lost you at some point. Okay, so I was talking about
staff hire.
Yeah, so you need to hire the right staff. You need to have the right right set of team. You need to have rules for your staff as well. Very, very important. It's not enough to hire people. You need to have rules in place to make sure that they do what they are paid for. A lot of people just want to show up at the office. They want to earn salary. They don't want to do the work. So you need to make sure that you have rules of engagement. Even if you're outsourcing an aspect of your business, make sure that whoever it is, the people that you're outsourcing to, you have rules in place. You have rules of engagement, the rules by which they interact and they work with your organization. It's very, very important that you do that. Then another thing is protect your business. Last week, a gentleman came on the point about insurance, the importance of insurance. I sat through that. Section, and it was quite interesting because then you see a lot of people who start up business and they don't see the importance of insurance. See, there are certain kind of business that you start that if you need to scale that kind of business, you need to have insurance in place. Take, for instance, you are into logistics. You run a logistics business, even your regular Okada logistics business, right? Where you do delivery and all of that, and you're looking at scaling your business, but you don't have insurance. Just one delivery that you have your guys to go and deliver and they mess the whole thing up can cost you a lot. So you need to have the right kind of insurance. It could be property insurance. I would advise everybody to go back and take a look at that insurance video. There were a lot of things that is being said about that. You need to protect your assets. You need to also protect your business value. What are your business value? Every business has its value. What are your business value? What are the quality? Is it the quality of services that you give to your clients? Is it the consistency? Is it that you are timely with your delivery? So what are these value that for every member of your team, for people who join you, for the people you work with, you let them know from day one. You need to protect that. You need to make sure that when you tell your customer that, look, don't worry, you get this thing by 2 p.m. tomorrow, your 2 p.m. is 2 p.m. If for any reason you're unable to get it to them at 2 p.m., you communicate. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I thought I'll be able to make this thing up and get it to you by 2 p.m. tomorrow. But unfortunately, from the look of things, you might not be able to get it. Communicate that. That's how you build confidence, you build trust. And by that, the customers, they get to trust you more and they're able to give you business. And also, so you need to protect your business by all means. Another thing is to invest in technology. As you begin to bring in more clients, you are bringing in more customers, you stand by your words with respect to you have protection, you protect your business, you have the right kind of staffs. You discover that at some point, there are things that you need technology to do for you. So you need to invest in the right kind of technology. Do you need a CRM, a customer relationship management system that help you automate when a customer sign up on your website, help you send emails to your customer when is their birthday, that help you send email to a customer that probably not bought from you in a while. You need to put automation in place. You need to automate your processes. You need to invest in technology. Do you need to do email marketing technology? There are different types of technology for businesses that you probably need to invest in at this point in time. Invoicing. Do you have a situation whereby you have customers who you need to regularly invoice to, right? But somehow, as business people, you are so concerned about growing the business, and you totally forget that, look, there's this guy I need to send monthly invoice to. Or there's this customer that I've bought for me that I've sent invoice to at once, and the customer have not paid. So there are softwares that can help you automate it. When you send invoice the first time, you put it there that for if this customer does not pay this invoice within 3 days, send a reminder. If it doesn't pay within this specific number of days, send another reminder. It automates your entire invoicing process such that the customer gets email from you. It is automated. They pay, you go there, you record it. You are also able to track your payments. You are able to track what comes in, what you spend, how you spend it. So automation, technology will help you in some of these aspects, right? Because as a small business at the very beginning, you might not have the money, you might not have the fund to invest in say having an accountant, for instance, full time to come and do all of this your accounting process. But technology will help you with that. There are booking systems, there are booking softwares that you can use for bookkeeping, that you can use for your sales processes, that you can use for email, for invoicing, that you can use for your profit and loss accounting system, that it just help you automate things for you to be able to record what you sell, how you sell, what you make, what you spend, who you pay out, where your money is going to generally, and where your money is coming from as well. You need to identify barriers. Another item is to identify barriers to your growth. For every business, there's a barrier to growth. You need to identify what are the barriers for growth. So if I want to scale, for instance, let's say my entire customer base is around a particular area in Lagos. I live in Lagos. So let's say my entire customer base is in, say for instance, Mushi part of Lagos, right? And I want to begin to sell to people at, say, Ojuelegba or Yaba. Then I ask myself questions. What are the barriers to me being able to reach out to more customers in Yaba and Ojuelegba? What are the things I will need? Do I need to expand my operation? To expand my operation, what are the things I will need? Do I need to employ more people? Would I need a truck, for instance, if I have to do physical delivery? So what are those things? What are those barriers for growth, right? What are those issues that might hamper my growth, right? It might even be technology. Do I need to invest in a bigger kind of technology? What are those specific barriers for growth that I need to take care of? So you need to identify those barriers for growth and you need to tackle them heads on, right? The last bit of it is to try and predict the future. All of us today talks about the story of Nokia and BlackBerry, right? It was because BlackBerry and Nokia never predicted the future. That was why today they are no longer, it was December or January 1st that BlackBerry stopped working finally. For Nokia, they tried to come back, but it's been struggling. At some point, Nokia was if you are not using the Nokia phone, you are a nobody.
You are nobody. You are not in vogue.
If you're not in vogue, it's like saying you're not using an iPhone. Excuse me, you're not using an iPhone. What kind of phone do you use, right? Even if you use a top-notch Samsung phone, people still look at you like you're not using an iPhone. You're using an Android.
Okay. Yeah, Android.
No, don't worry. I also use Android, so it's not like. But I'm just trying to say that you need to predict the future. What is the future? So if you are in an industry, for instance, you begin to look at, in this industry I'm in, what is the future in this industry, and begin to position yourself, because you cannot be positioning for growth still using this old technology, old strategy, old system of doing things, when things are already being done in a different way. For instance, a lot of businesses that are used to, pre-COVID, most businesses will need their employees to come to resume at work. You have to come to the office and do the things that you need to do. COVID happened, and all of a sudden, everybody started working from home. And businesses are beginning to realize that, look, we don't have to burn fuel 24 hours every day. We can begin to look at which unit needs to come to the office, which unit needs to work from home. And So suddenly, some businesses realize that they don't even need the number of people that they thought they needed in a particular unit, and say, okay, let's scale up, right? Now, if you now say because, oh yeah, we are trying to run a business, no, don't worry. Yeah, you love your people and all of that. You are not looking at the future of business. What is the future in the industry where you operate? In the next 5-10 years, in that industry where you operate, would you still need to have an office space where everybody resume? Or you probably be working from Zoom? You have your meetings, your strategy section, and everything on Zoom. In 5 years from now, will I still be able to sell? Will I still be able to sell the way I'm selling now? Let me give an example. Some 2 years ago, right? I take my car to my mechanic. They do try and error. The guy will tell me, oh, so this is the problem. We change whatever it is that they say is the problem, and bam, the problem is still there. Like, no, it's not this. It's this or that thing. So at the end of the day, you discover that these guys are just doing try and error with your car, and they are not able to actually fix the issue. Few years down the line, now, most of the cars that are being produced are electrical, technology-based cars. Now, if my car has a problem, before I even take it to the mechanic, what I need to do is take my OBD2 that I bought from Amazon, plug it to my car, pam, 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 pam. It tells me exactly what the problem is. I go to my mechanic and say, guy, this and this and this and this is the problem of this car. This is what I need you to fix. No more try and error of, oh, we need to change this. And the guy is coming like, no, Oga, I say, Oga, I just told you, look, I have checked. You cannot tell me I have checked. I go on YouTube, also check, and see that this is the problem. This is what I need you to fix. He goes there, fix that thing, boom, my car is fixed. So for him, and if he doesn't begin to invest in the kind of tool, or begin to invest in the kind of knowledge that in 5 years' time will keep him in business, in 5 years' time he'll be out of business. That's because true. That means that for some of us, there are certain things that I can just DIY, do it myself. Get the tools online. I see that is a very minor thing. Boom, boom, I lose it, change it, and in 5 minutes, I am done. So you need to look at the future of that business, of the industry where you are, and begin to predict, okay, what are the predictions in this future? What's the future in this business? We want to scale. So, but what are the things in 5 years? What are the things that would have changed? Where is the world going to? Then the last part, which is a bonus, is to have a mentor. See, it cannot be overemphasized. What a mentor would do for you. A mentor sits where they've experienced some of the things that you probably will experience. They have the right kind of connections that you will probably need at some point in your business life cycle. So you need to have the right kind of mentors, have the right kind of mentorship. It is very, very important if you want to scale your business. So yeah, so these are some of the things I feel that for anybody who is serious about scaling their business, the list is not
exhaustive. These are the main aspects.
So yeah, so yes. But these are aspects I feel that if you are able to do this, you will definitely be working on the trajectory of scale.
Thank you so very much. I think all that you've said are actually great pointers, that when people actually put all of these things into play, their organization, their businesses is actually going to the next level. That's the truth. So thank you so much for that. And then I think we'll check our comment section to see what people are saying. But I would like to tell everybody that is listening today that we have our guest actually is giving out $50. I was almost saying $50,000. Very soon you start gifting that out. But we have a giveaway of $50. So please stay on and you would know the winner at the end of the day. Thank you. And let's take comments. Okay. So we have Sweet Oster saying, welcome to the show, Victor. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we have Olufunlola Omotayo. Welcome to Swaggerslifestyle. Thank you so much. Welcome, Mr. Victor. Good to have you here again. Thank you for coming. And I know he's saying thank you so much for that. So Olufunlola is saying marketing and sales, very important. Thanks. So we have Olapeju waving. Hi, Peju. We have Oluwafemi Alade waving. Hi, Femi. Thank you for tuning in today. It's nice to have you. We have Madam Tina Maha. Yeah, integrity is key. Thank you so much, Ma, for tuning in. Femi is saying interesting. Olakojo is saying 100%. Mentors in business can help with growth. Thank you for that. Olakojo is waving and saying, I must win. Oh. Wow. Okay, so at the end of the day, we will see who is going to win $50. And that $50 is actually to help you scale up your business. You know what $50 can do? A lot. So back to our conversation. So today, now there are different areas where one would actually, business owners can actually look at when it has to do with scaling up their business. It might be financially, it might be probably with their staff hire, it might be probably with their business models, it might be with their what's it called, processes, business processes, workflow, and all of that. It might be with cost, minimizing of cost or maximizing cost and all of that. But today, our focus today is on branding and digital marketing. So we're looking at it like marketing, branding as a whole. So that is our focus for today. And definitely we could take other aspects as the year progresses, because we know that there's a lot to scale up, you know, your business with. And the year, this particular year, the year where each and every one of us must win, we must secure the bag. Now, so what is branding and why is it important?
Branding. Very, that's a very good question, right? Okay, so branding, I'm trying not to use
technical words.
Yeah.
In layman's terms.
I'm trying not to use big grammar, right? So branding basically, simply put, is you. Branding is you. Okay. Okay. So basically, let me. So branding, simply put, is you having first and foremost, right? So you have a business, right? And most times, a lot of people mistake branding as to say, oh, branding is me having my logo. Oh, I have a logo. Once I have a logo, I've done branding, right? But really, branding is beyond your logo, right? Now, yes, it's simply a process of giving meaning, giving a meaning to your organization, right? To your company services and products, right? And you do that by creating and shaping consumers or your targets about your brand, about your company, right? So, for instance, branding is about how your staffs or how you relate with your customers and your clients. Branding is how the kind of content that you put out on the digital platform. Branding is your logo, right? Like I said, branding is not just your logo. Branding is your logo, the color of your logo. Branding is also your entire business processes, right? So branding, it's actually in fact, your business as a whole is branding. So how people perceive your business, both your customers and people from the outside, right? It's all about branding. Now, with respect to digital marketing, right? For instance, let me ask a simple question. If you think of, say, a GT Bank, for instance, right? You look at the GT Bank, for instance, what comes to mind? You think of youthfulness, right? They appeal to. Sorry, I'm mentioning GT Bank here. It's not like they paid us.
No advance.
All right. So what comes to your mind is oh, this is a youthful bank, right? And because they want to be perceived as a youthful bank, they tend to create a lot of materials and things around that, right? For instance, say IPO, right? IPO is an home care brand, right? So most of their content and most of the things that they create is around home care, from their logo to the way the design is made to the kind of communication that they put out is about personal hygiene and home care. Now, you would never see a IPO, for instance, or a IPO representative talking about, let me see now, you won't see them come in the space of financial technology and start talking about financial technology. Oh, how to make more money this year. Because that's not who they are. That's not their core. That's not what they are known for, right? So branding is the core of any business. It is what the customers see first before they even interact with you. Now, so if your color is not right, your creatives are not right, by the time people interact with your customer service, what you are saying online is different from what you are saying offline. Then there's an issue with the entire branding process. So branding is key to every business, either offline or online.
Thank you for that. I like to say branding is the life wire of the business. So
exactly
that's it. So if you don't have a brand, you actually do not have a business. Basically, maybe you're just selling so that you will eat, and that's about it. But if you are looking long term, you need to build a brand. And so many people, they make mistakes where they build a product than build a brand. So I think you should build your brand, and then your product is within the brand, so that when people see the brand, they're like, oh, these people do X, Y, Z. But you see people building a particular product and the brand is lost. So I think people really need to, know how to, probably say economy of skills, or doing things according to priority. You build your brand first, and every other thing, just follow suit. Now, a lot of people, when they want to start their business, like you said earlier, they think about logo. So they sit down and just tell someone, logo, I want to start selling maybe pure water, logo. But as a business owner, what are the things that you need to put in place first as it regards branding?
Oh, good question. Okay. So as a business owner, right? Remember what I said at the very first, when I was talking about when you need to scale your business, these are the items that you need to closely monitor, right? The first thing I mentioned is that you need to know the end, right? Even before you get started, you need to know the ends from the very beginning. You need to know the end from the very beginning, right? So with respect to branding of your business, you need to understand the fact that who do you want to sell to, first of all? Who are your target audience? Who are you targeting? Because it is when you know the people you are targeting that it will help you with the kind of branding to put in place. If your target audience is Iyakunle, Chibuzo, or somebody down the line that can afford some, the kind of branding you do, we probably don't need to do scale up, spend so much on some certain kind of branding, right? So if all you do is to sell to people who are within your streets, people who are within, if your target audience are people within your, for instance, people within your locality, right? You probably will not need to do some very serious kind of branding, right? But if your target audience are, say, you are targeting businesses, for instance, they are a different kind of branding. If you're in the B2B market and you are targeting businesses, there is a different kind of branding that you need to do. Because when you are in the B2B market, you need to have a system in place. You need to have your logo, you need to have your letterhead paper, you need to have a website. Because when you are doing your marketing and people want to find out more about you, the first place you will go to is probably your website to find out, okay, what are they into, what are they really into, and your website needs to speak to the target audience. You cannot say you are an oil and gas business, for instance, and I come to your website, I'm seeing everything from real estate to supply of stationaries to, it just means that this person is lost. He doesn't even know what he's doing, right? So if you want to speak to a particular audience, you tailor your branding to that audience, right? And if your aim is to scale, because people will tell you, oh, just create a logo. Is it not a logo? Let's just create something. We'll change it later on. What a lot of people don't know is that as you build your business and people begin to trust you, it's not always easy to change logo.
That's true.
It's not easy to begin to change brand material.
It's more expensive.
Beyond the fact that it is more expensive, it is also that a lot of people they identify you with those your materials to the point that when they see something that is not that they are not identified with, it becomes an issue. For instance, if you are in the B2B business and at the beginning you decide to just do anyhow logo, you decide to use anyhow name, right? You are not meticulous about the name that you use that addresses that your target market, or to be known for the thing that you want to be, that represents what you want to be known for. Then, few years down the line, you see that, okay, you are beginning to make some traction within your industry, and you feel that, man, this name is limiting us. Let me change my name. Let me give an example. So you start a business, you call yourself Victor and Sons Fishery Limited, right? And when you started, you probably started as a fish selling company. But along the line, the customers that you sell fish to discover that, look, discover that they also require they require other kind of frozen food. From there, you also start supplying frozen food to them. They see that you supply frozen food very well. You are very diligent to what you do. They start asking you to start supplying them snail. You start supplying snail. Then from there, well, you now go to a point where you have scaled to an extent. You have moved from supplying fish. You now supply snail. You supply beef. You supply a whole lot of other things. But you are still known as a fishery. Now, there are people who will probably hear your name for the first time. They just say, no, this guy does not supply beef. He only supply fish. Please just leave this person. When you get to that point, it becomes a bit difficult to begin to change brand name. Changing brand name at that point is expensive because you're going to be spending on a whole lot of things. You spend from your website redevelopment to probably email, and there are some companies that by the time they get email from an email address that they do not know, they bounce it automatically. And you just discover that your mails are not getting to the right people. So there are a whole lot of that goes into branding. So you need to sit down, calculate, where do I want to take this? Where do I want this business to be in 10 years? Have a business plan. Now, when you have that business plan, in your business planning, you would have made projection for 5 years, make projection for 10 years. So it helps you with the kind of branding to start with from the get-go. Do you want to position yourself as the go-to person for the sector that you are in on Instagram, or you want to position yourself on LinkedIn? So from the get-go, the kind of content that you share the kind of, you find yourself jumping from one kind of content to the other kind of content. So branding is key from the get-go. You need to get your branding right. Would you be able to get everything put together at once? No, because the entire branding process also takes time. But there are some things that are very key. Your logo is very, very key. Your website name, it has to be very easy for somebody to find. You don't want to use a name that, your company name is very important. You don't want to use a name that limits you, right? You want a situation, especially in a space like Nigeria, where one day you can start one company and the next year you discover that you are tilting towards something else entirely. Are you going to start a new business, or are you going to just move down your business that you have and begin to go into that? But when you have a name that restricts you, you just discover that you are restricted. You now have to go and register a new business, and it becomes difficult for you to even work with some of your vendors. But when you have a business that has a name that is generic, that can be used across various business platforms, all you just need to do is just probably create a sub-unit under that your business and say, oh, we have a unit within our business that does this for you, and boom. Then you can just make that your main business a group and have somebody like Dangote. That's what is done. So you have Dangote Sugar, Dangote Refinery, Dangote. So imagine when he was creating the business, he put it as Dangote Sugar Nigeria Limited. You see that it becomes very difficult for him to easily move into other businesses. But because he's known as Dangote, so he now says, oh, we have other sub-units. We have Dangote Sugar, we have this. So branding at the very beginning, it is key for you to know the aspect. You need to get your branding right. It is not just about logo, and it's not just for you to look for somebody else. I've seen people tell me, Shebi is just logo now. It just help us do it. We'll pay you 10,000. I'm like, are you okay? 10,000 for what? Branding is not just about logo. It's about you need to have the right team. You need to train your team to be able to do the thing that you are being paid for, your customer service, the way and manner in which you work on your customers' delivery, your delivery method, a whole lot of all of these things is involved in branding, and you need to get some of these things right from the get-go.
Thank you for that. And I would like to say that branding is more of, in addition to what you said, how you write your emails, how you interact with your clients, packaging for those people that do, it might be service, it might be product, how you package, how you deliver, all of that is all encompassing. So it's not, like you said, about logo. Even the logo, what is the concept of the logo? What is the object in the logo? What is the font? What are the colors? All of that. So before you start a business, and for those people that have their businesses and they want to scale up their business, I think they need to speak to a professional to see where they could actually make changes and all of that in order to take their business to the next level. So thank you so much for all these insights that you brought to bear. Now, what is the role of digital marketing in MSMEs? MSMEs. Hello, are you there? Okay, so I think he's having a little bit of a network glitch. So by the time we are able to get back, then we would, continue with the conversation. So for our audience, what are the things that he has said that you're taking back to, to put in your business to be able to scale it up? Because the truth is that we learn every day. And you'll see some people, because there are so many people, we are going to come to that aspect, when we are having the questions and all of that. Now, so many people will just sit and think how I have my client base already, which is good. But if you're thinking of scaling up your business to the next level, you need to think of how to expand your clientele. So it's not about going round within the same circle of the old clients, which is good, because you see some organizations where you have clients that has like 5 years you have a relationship with a particular client for 5 years, 10 years, that is good. Yeah, that means the trust that they built in your organization is one that is very, what's the word? It's one that is very good, but you need to reach out to other businesses. So as you're scaling up, you need to scale up too with your client base. So reach out to other people that you feel that your business would actually provide product or service for, to be able to have them, provide a particular solution which your organization can actually, solve for them. So those are the things that you need to look out for when you're doing all of that. So you see people saying, oh, we already have our client base and all of that, and we're keeping it as that. But the way the world is now, things are changing. It's no longer business as usual. So in as much as you have your client base, you need to go online. There are some people where, like our guest said earlier, where what they do is there's a particular, they do niche marketing. There are particular people that they want to, talk to. So it's either maybe they are into luxury brand and it's only for the 1% of the 1%. They don't care about every other person. Now, the way they handle their business is it might be within a close community that they do based on referrals. So that is another aspect where they get their clients. They do work for this person refers them to this next person. They are within a closed system. If that is your business, know what to do. Know how to continue providing the product and service so that other people can actually refer you to people within their community and network so that you'll be able to have more clients. But if your clientele base is more for people in the mid-end, that's the middle class, because a lot of people are saying that there's no longer middle class, where it's between the poor and the rich now, that the middle class is gone. But for example, let's say we still have the middle class. If that is your as a target audience, when it has to do your target client to do with your business, now you get to see most of these people. Where do you see them? Like, for example, he said B2B. A lot of people B2B, when you send your what's it called, your letter to them to introduce your business, they go straight to your website, because a lot of them need to see who is this person that wants to start dealing with, what are they all about, and all of that. So people just they not put a lot of things into perspective when they are actually doing business. They just want to buy and sell. They just want to give the service and collect money, and that is what they are all about. They don't care about scaling up, or they don't care about keeping a client base and all of that. But you have to, if you want to be really, really serious with your business, you have to. So there are different ways of doing marketing. It depends on who your target audience is. And even those people that are in the luxury space, you still see them going back to digital space, because people now, a lot of clients now, when you want to talk to them and say, we do this, the person they ask, what's your Instagram handle? Person they ask, what's your website? Person they ask, what's your LinkedIn handle name? Or what's your Facebook page? So things like that. So it's even for recruiters, you will see them when you go and you have probably there's an interview session. You hear people saying, are you, what's it called? Are you online? Do you have a social media page? You say yes. And they ask you, what's your handle? And they check, because they want to see the things that you're posting. They want to see how you're talking to people. They want to see how you are responding. So the world is becoming digital. So that space is a space that is important and can help your business. It's good to have you back again. We know that it's been network, and we hope that this time around, network would not have any glitch any longer. So I would ask the question I asked before you went off. And what is the role of digital marketing in MSMEs?
Okay, so the role of digital marketing can never be overemphasized. We now live in a digital world where a lot of businesses can be started and run within the digital space. Digital marketing for small businesses is not something any small business should actually joke with or play with, right? Because their first question is, where are your target audience spending their time, right? They're on Facebook, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Instagram. So if you want to be able to reach the kind of targets that you are hoping to reach, you need to go find them where they will be. you need to go to where they spend most of their time. And like I mentioned, you also boil down to the people that you are targeting. First thing first, who are you targeting? Who are the people you are targeting, right? Once you're able to know who you are targeting, the people you are targeting, then you can then say, where are they spending their time, right? These days, when you tell people, oh, I'm into this, the first place they go check you out is on Instagram and Facebook. They check you out on Instagram to see, okay, what's your Instagram page like? If this person says he's doing this, who else is talking about you? Who else has bought from you? Who else has purchased from you? What businesses are the businesses that you are working with? So they look at your website. If you are in the B2B business, for instance, they will look at your LinkedIn page.
Okay, so I think the network is really dealing with our guest today. And I think what we'll have to do is, probably depending when he comes back, we'll continue our conversation. So like I was saying earlier, how you need to, like Hito was saying too, you need to know where your target audience is. What are they doing? Now, if, for example, you're dealing with the grassroots, and that is where you want to make your sales and all of that, they might not necessarily be online. You need to go into the communities, you need to use the town criers, you need to use the ballers, you need to use the traditional rulers to be able to, sell to that crop of clients. So when you are scaling up your business, you need to sit and say, who are my target clients? Who are my target audience? Who are the people that I want to sell my products and services to? Like you were saying now, for example, my organization, we do a lot of individual and we do a lot of B2B. So for B2B, when we are asked to, say, for example, provide quotes for XYZ, they start asking you questions like, who are the other organizations that you've worked with? Can we see things you've done for them? Sometimes they go as far as asking you to send in a letter of referral or a review letter from the people you've worked with and what you've done, even within that capacity of what you're trying to bid for. So when you are scaling up your business or running your business processes, you have to put all of that into perspective. Now, there's something that he talked about, which is key, that your staff must know what your organization stands for. So you need to tell them. If they do not know what that organization stands for, then there's a problem, because how then do they give values to your organization if they don't even know what you stand for? So first thing, a lot of people are just selling, but what are your core values? You have people say quality delivery, you have people say integrity, you have people say there are different things as regards core value, team building, all of that. So what if you do not have one or different types? You see some people have 3, 4, some will have one, a main focus, and other sub ones that forms their core values. So if you do not have that in place, I think you need to sit down. What's the vision of the company? What's the mission of the company? What's the objective of the company? What are your core values? What are you known for? So like for different organizations, they're known for different things. So with the way they interact with their clients and prefer services and products or solutions for their clients, all their core values need to be put in place. So when you have a transaction and the client doesn't even trust you, or they say, okay, today she will come with and tell you this, tomorrow she'll come and tell you this, next tomorrow she'll come and tell you this, then there's a problem. So when you have an organization, I think at so many points in time, probably maybe once in a year or mid-year or towards the end of the year, you need to sit down and do analysis. What am I doing wrong in my organization? Are we going along our core values? Are we going along our vision and mission? If there's a problem, if there are things, even it might be like after every project that you handle, you sit down and you do an evaluation. Where did we get it wrong? What are the things that we need to put in place? What are the things that we need to do differently? How can we make better delivery? How can we make more sales? How can we cut down on cost and have profit optimization? So all of that needs to be put in place. You are welcome back. So I was going to say that probably this is the question that we're talking about. We might take maybe another question because it's almost time. I think it's almost time. And definitely you have to come back because there's so many questions here that we've not even touched on. And this network is really not doing justice to us. So I know definitely you will come back.
I'm really sorry about this.
I know, we understand. Sure. It's this side of the climb. So we get, you know, these things happen. So if you would just continue with, you know, the answer to the question about digital marketing, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Okay, so I was talking about so you need to find where your target audience are and be able to reach them where they are. So if you run a B2B business, for instance, you want to have a website where you run, say, Facebook advertising, LinkedIn advertising, and the likes, and be able to send them to your website where you are able to get the contact. Because for B2B, it's not the instant that somebody sees your business that they buy from you or that they start doing business with you. So you need to nurture. Your leads to the point where they make that buying decision and they eventually buy from you. And once in a while, you might have a lot of that client who is just looking for somebody to help them solve a particular problem, and they stumble on your contents, they approach you, and instantly, once they feel that, okay, this guy, we are comfortable enough for this guy to do the work, they go straight to you and boom, you close the deal. But most times for a B2B, deals are not closed almost immediately. It takes time. So you need to nurture and build that sales processes and all of that. So, but for people who sell products, digital marketing is actually very important because you can actually sell your product on the digital space. You can sell your product on digital space. You can collect money on the digital space. In fact, you don't even need to spend money to build an e-commerce site. You can decide to put your wares on a Flutterwave e-commerce platform, or Banter by Flutterwave, or you put it on a Paystack commerce, where you have your product there. Anybody wants to buy from your Instagram page, you direct them there, they make payment, they buy from you, they pay, the money goes into your account instantly. But digital marketing is very, very key. Your Facebook, you need to share your content. What are the products you're selling? Share pictures about your content on the digital space. And also, importantly, you don't just go on the digital space to just sell only your products, right? You're positioned in a way that you become the go-to person. When somebody needs to make decision with respect to what you sell, the first person they think of is you, right? Because they're always coming on your platform to learn about how that particular product will benefit them, how the product will help them live better or help them cut some certain costs. So you share content, relevant content to your target audience. When they need to make that buying decision at a point in their life, it's easier for them to come to your platform and from there make purchase. There are a lot of people who do so much sales on the digital platform. There are also, for somebody who wants to scale his or her business, you cannot shy away from having a social media accounts, because really that's where a lot of your target audience spend time. And like they say in marketing, you go to where your market is. Where's your market currently? A lot of your markets are on the digital space. So you go there, interact with them, and engage with them, basically. So yeah, it's very, very important. Digital marketing is important. And digital marketing is not just about, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking digital marketing is having a Facebook account or a Twitter account or an Instagram account, and that's where it stops, right? Digital marketing is way deeper than that. There's the content creation, there's the content marketing, there's the media buying part of digital marketing, which is Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, LinkedIn advertising, Twitter advertising. There's influencer marketing under digital marketing, where you take your product and you give it to an influencer who have probably who has a very huge following, and they help you run adverts on it. There is email marketing, where you take email address of the people you are targeting, and from time to time you send them leads, you send them emails about your product and the things that you do. There is once again, there's YouTube advertising, there's YouTube content creation. So there's a digital marketing is wide. Yeah, it's very, very wide. Like we say, for those of us who are within the space, we'll say that if you put a billionaire, if you bring a billionaire and say, I want to spend on digital marketing, it will take it and the whole thing, it will not even shake. Like, yeah, it will accept your 1 billion and you're like, where did all this money, all the money go to? Are you telling me that it was 1 billion we just finished spending 1 billion just like that? Sir, it's finished, you know. So, but on the digital space, you need to be, this is also where branding comes in place. You need to know how do you want to be perceived? What do you want people to know about your brand? How do you, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to communicate to your target audience? How do you intend to communicate? You cannot be across all the platforms. You cannot be on TikTok at the same time, be on YouTube at the same. You cannot be everywhere at the same time, because for each of these platforms, they have their own unique content that works best. For instance, if you are targeting people that are above 45 years old, 45 years old, you are wasting your money if you spend a lot of your time on TikTok. Your best platform will be if you are selling products, your best platform will be Facebook, followed by Instagram. Some of those guys probably don't even understand what is happening on Twitter. They see Twitter as a place where people go and rant and make a lot of noise. Exactly. So, but if you're targeting people between the ages of 24 and say 45, for instance, and you are selling a product, you can consider you can do a bit of Twitter, Instagram. You can focus more on Twitter and Instagram, then YouTube, then a little bit of Facebook, you know, basically. But if you are targeting B2B, if your target audience is B2B, so you are looking at LinkedIn, you are looking at having a top-notch website where people can go in and they easily convert. You are looking at email marketing, where you gather through your website funnel, you are able to gather, get emails, and you market to them from time to time. You are also looking at Facebook as well, where you are able to do. I'm looking for the right. I'm looking for that word now. You are able to do specific kind of marketing within that space. You know, tailored marketing to a target audience. You know, so for each business is different. Each business is unique. Likewise, on the digital space, you need to look at, how do I represent my brand on that space? But like I mentioned earlier, we cannot overemphasize the importance of digital marketing in scaling and brand building.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for that insightful answer. So we have what's it called? So we have Faith saying hi. Hi, Faith. Your surname is a little bit, but I don't want to, not pronounce it well. But hi, Faith. Thank you for tuning in. She's saying hi. So we are having Sweet Oster saying, most of us just start business, so without any business plan. So, we have to go back to the drawing board and ensure that you put things in place to be able to scale up your business. So we have Olakojo saying, Madam Swagger with the marketing knowledge, and she's clapping. Thank you so much. That is really heartfelt. So we have Olufumlola saying, evaluation sustains. Thank you for that. And we have Madam Tina Maha saying transparency is also very important. Thank you so very much to everybody that, has dropped one comment or the other. So I'd like to say that for people that are just joining us today, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel and share this content with, your network and your community. We have a lot of content here that will help you build your life personally, your business, and also it touches different aspects of your life to be able to take you or make you whole as a person individually and also collectively and also business-wise. So thank you so much, Victor, for coming today. And I know definitely we have to have
Can I quickly add this? I know our time is fast spent.
Yes, but I think for part 2 is when we'll pick the winner because the network was really not
good. Exactly. No problem. But I want to quickly say this.
Yes, please.
So, I want to quickly say this. So for Sweet Oster that mentioned, most of us don't have a business plan. Truly, yes. When I started my first business, I also fall into that temptation, or I've also fall into that trap of not having a business plan, right? I just say, is it not to start a business? Yeah, we started the business and we move on. Until I had to undergo a training with Lagos Business School. And it was at that training I understood the importance of having a business plan. The truth of the matter is that it is a plan. It doesn't mean that you follow the plan. The moment you start, it is what's in the plan that you've written that you follow. What the plan does is that it gives you, it serves as a guide to the things that you ought to be doing and how you should do it. And sometimes you'll be amazed that few months, a year or two down the line, you look at your business plan, you look at what you have actually done, you discover that you are not so far away from some of the things that you put together and say, okay, this is what we should be doing in 5 years' time. And you are able to also measure growth. Also, let me also mention that there are a lot of samples, there are a lot of email, there are a lot of softwares that can help you write your business plan online for absolutely free. They are online there. You can go search for them. There are a lot of templates that you can also use to write a business plan. It is actually very important because I've seen people who tell me that, what I need at this point of my business is money. And by the time you sit down with them to begin to discuss, okay, what are the various aspects of your business? How many clients or how many customers do you sell to in a month currently? And by the time you are done having that conversation with them, you discover that what they need is actually not fund. It's not like they need to raise more money or they need somebody to come and invest in their business. They only need to increase sales or cut costs in some certain area or sack some staff that they don't need, that they have employed to just come and sit down and occupy and take salary. So at the end of the day, with a business plan, it helps you know at what point do I need to employ more people? At what point do I need to start investing in technology? At what point it just helps you know the entire processes of your business, and you have a tailored, you know when you hit a milestone and when you move to the next milestone. And so it's important, it's very, very important that anybody who is serious about scaling their business, if you don't have a business plan, please go and put one together now. It's very, very important.
Thank you very much. So we have Olapeju saying ha with exclamation. So all you said is actually very correct and it's true. So you need to do that. And then I would definitely tell you to, conclude on today's conversation, because definitely we're coming back to have this conversation for the part 2, because there's a lot that we haven't touched on. So I'd like to tell everybody that next week we're going to have our Valentine's special. Yeah, love is in the air. Love is in the air. So please save the date, that will be 12th. Yes, that's the date. That will be 12th of February. We're going to have our Valentine's special, and it's going to be a wonderful conversation. So definitely you can come bearing gifts or come with roses. But for us, all you have to do for us to get people to subscribe to our channel and also to watch our content and also watch the adverts on the content, because that is how we make money. And this is Gbogbo Swagger and this is Swaggerslifestyle. So in conclusion, what would you like to say, Victor, before we call it a day?
In conclusion, there's no one size fits all to every business solution. Every business is unique, and you need to understand your business, the sector you play in, and what you want to be known for in the next couple of years. So when you have that, it will help you with everything that you're doing from the very get-go to when you eventually can say proudly that, okay, I think we've passed being a small business, we are now a big business. So yeah, very important.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. So we have Sweet Oster saying thanks for the advice that you gave her concerning having a business plan. So this is Swaggerslifestyle and this is Gbogbo Swagger. Till I come away next time, just know that branding is the life wire of your business. Ensure you do it right. Take care and good night. Bye. Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Good night, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Don't worry, next time you're going to win the $50, and definitely that's going to happen very soon.